So I've never seen this before.
It's okay. I started it on my end. I started the recording on my end, Seraphin.
I'm talking about my camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can see my face.
Everyone, back to work. I'd like to welcome Trustee Banuelos to our Board Facilities Committee going forward. So welcome, Caroline. And at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Chong.
Yeah, I just want to again wish everybody a happy new year and hope everybody had a good break. You know, the college is prepping this week and next week for students coming back on the 19th. Everybody knows that the Omicron virus is very contagious, and we've been meeting with Dr. Mays at the county health department and talking to the state chancellor's office, and we'll probably be discussing with the board different policy options such as a booster mandate. And also I've been talking to student health services about ramping up testing because of the contagious nature of the Omicron. But as more people I talk to, it seems like it's as contagious as it is, it doesn't seem to be as serious in terms of people who've been vaccinated already. So I will keep the board and, you know, the college community updated about, you know, what we need to do to protect our employees and our students. That's where we're at. We're gearing up to get more tests. We're gearing up to get more vaccines for boosters for both employees and students. And that's what we're doing. And then from the facilities end, I was on campus today, and it's just amazing to see, Mr. Lindley, your building, how quickly it's taking shape. They're out there drilling, they're out there welding, and the student housing project is taking shape as well. So there's a lot of good things happening on campus. I saw the baseball team on the field today, and it was really inspiring to see them on the field. I want to thank Heather and Seraphin and the team for all the good work they've done on the athletic fields. The field house is coming along as well. I'm sure they'll give you all the updates. At this time, I'll turn it over to Seraphin to go over today's meeting, and I want to welcome everybody back in 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Seraphin, can I jump in just for one moment?
Sure.
How about approval of the December minutes? Could I have a motion for that?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Oh, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I oppose. Okay, I'm not sure. I don't believe there's any public. Is there any public comments?
No, there's not.
Okay, perfect. Then I'll turn it back over to you. Thanks, Seraphin.
All right, thank you, and happy new year to everyone, and welcome back. Oh, here we go. So our Measure H bond program capital projects update for this month, starting off with the purchasing update. There are currently 4 solicitations active. The ERP software system, step 1, is currently out, and those proposals are due on January 7th, later this week. The Busman Hall alterations, phase 3. We actually had this project bid already. However, it did surpass the DSA review threshold. So it's currently on hold. The contractor is holding their bid for 90 days while we submit to DSA for that review and approval. And we'll get an update on that submittal later. We also have an RFP out for Sequel Consulting Services for the construction and building trade center at Petaluma, and those are due on January 12th. And then the CUPCA program prequalification is currently ongoing, and those are due on the 7th of this month. There are no items from purchasing on the agenda for the board next week. And next is Kevin Snyder with the IT update.
Good afternoon. I've got a quick one for you today. David Liebman has been continuing to work to beat the new part of the data center in its submission, get the leaks, the air leaks taken care of. So that's still in progress. He's been working real hard getting that done. So hopefully we'll finally be able to get the fire suppression system certified, et cetera. So we're getting really close on that. The outdoor Wi-Fi project, finally have a little news. We actually are getting the radios in, the access points in this week, which is great news. It's supposed to be in the next day or two. And so we will, as soon as that happens, we will start working on getting the installation going so that the outdoor Wi-Fi should be greatly improved in hopefully just a couple of months. That's coming soon. And last bit of news is, as was mentioned in the board meeting last month, Dan Exelby is retired, and his position wasn't replaced. We're taking his salary and doing some other things with it to the benefit of the district and the department. So I will be managing as the point person for IT and most of the capital project stuff from the IT department's perspective. So I'll be working more closely with Seraphin and team. And the only thing I wanted to add very quickly is, Ryan, I'm going to reach out to you as far as Busman Phase 3. I don't know that you've seen the building. I just thought it might be good for us to meet and spend a few minutes and maybe do a quick walkthrough of Busman so you've had a chance to see it up close and personal. So I'll reach out to you shortly on that. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Kevin. And then moving up to our capital projects updates, we'll start with David Liebman.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. So the update I have for everyone for the central plant are around really those two pictures. So we can see that again, is it just me or is it flashing back and forth a lot?
It's my computer. All right.
Sorry about that. So the central plant, we have the building up. We are finishing up this week, the startup of the boilers and chillers, and we'll be producing the new hot water and chilled water that will heat and cool all the buildings this week. We did a lot of work over the break to get everything cut over from the old pool heating system to the new pool heating system, and we'll finish that up this week. And then the picture on the right, you can see is the new reclaimed water tank. So this is the new 50,000 gallon tank that is capturing all of the spring water that we've been dumping from the Quinn basement into that tank. And at the end of the month, we'll start pumping it out to reduce our irrigation use and start using it for toilet flushing and irrigation water. And then we planned for the month of January, we are installing the siding, the brick siding, and the glass storefront on the building to finish that up. So over the winter break, since no one was here, I decided to turn the SRJC campus into a Christmas tree. And what I mean by that is we were testing our microgrid. So I am happy to say that on our last day of testing, we successfully separated from PG&E, and we, with our new microgrid batteries, actually propped up the entire Santa Rosa campus. And we were able to run the entire campus, all the buildings, with none of the buildings being shut down and no computers turned off, which means we were able to do it in the blinkless transition, which is what we were achieving. So very excited about that. We are still working to integrate a number of devices for our load shed strategy, and that is ongoing this week. And we are going to have some additional testing this Saturday and Sunday to continue to verify that the system's working. But after this weekend, we have successfully built first of its kind microgrid, and we are going to start our measurement and verification. That's where we will essentially use all of our meters and monitor the system for a year, and that meets our state grant funding requirement. It also allows us to fully identify that the system works, and we will also start taking this project on a road tour where we'll be sharing it with other California community colleges, other UC, CSUs, private colleges, and other state entities. So that was very exciting over the break.
David, I have a question. If we
Yes,
have
sir.
a power outage, if PG&E, say next summer, God forbid, if they turn our electricity down because of the fires that we've had in the past few years, what does that mean in terms of our ability to stay powered up for the campus going forward? How long could we last on the grid with this?
Yeah, with this microgrid, good question. So in the beginning, most of our outages are actually really 1 to 2 hour windows. That's normally our outages, and normally after an hour, that's when we tell students to go home. So our microgrid can prop up the entire campus for about 3 to 4 hours. After that, we start disconnecting non-essential buildings to the essential buildings, which was on that list that Cabinet previously approved. That way we can essentially continue all of our priority services. And then ideally, as PG&E brings back power, we'll bring back all the buildings. And so we can run all of our critical facilities indefinitely on solar and battery.
Wow, okay, great.
So the sun would have to go out for a week, and then it wouldn't work.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good work.
Good.
David. Okay, so we are experiencing some glitches, so we will transfer to Glenn. And it's Heather. You're up.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. Good afternoon. So at the baseball and softball fields, they are practicing, as Dr. Chung mentioned earlier. All the asphalt is paved and landscaping is underway right now. We're putting in trees and bark mulch everywhere. And we are also finishing up like this concrete work at Bear Cub this week. And at Bailey Field, you can see the field house. There are panels all along that south wall now, and they expect to be complete by next week with all the metal panels. The storefronts are installed and the glazing is in, and we're looking pretty good. For the outdoor pool, there are photos of the finished concrete walls. All the grade has been made, so that protects us from the weather, and they are continuing to work on the concrete work and drains around the pool. And for Towser, we have our final design meeting with the athletic department next Thursday, and then we submit to DSA in February.
Thank you, Heather. Rhonda.
Yeah, hi. Yes, like Dr. Chong said, we are done with the steel erection. Right now we're doing bolt up and welding and installing steel deck, and that'll be happening for about a month and a half. Some more of that, yes.
Amy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Baker Hall, room 1850 is complete. The air balancing has been completed and the fire alarm test was conducted. The exterior canopies and wood seating at the benches will be installed complete by January 14th, and that they are on track for that. The custom casework and tops in 1805 are delayed, and I'm pushing to get a scheduled date for that. So the revised completion is end of February. CCD3 has to do with additional door swing and accessibility hardware. at the doors that came up. DSA requested that, so we've been navigating through that. We do have an approval. And so I'm trying to schedule the actual ordering of that material. And the project completion, other than the doors, is in the casework, as I mentioned, is February 2022. Bertolini Health Services, we completed the move on the 16th, and the contractor is now working on the punch list. I got an updated, this one says January 27th, but it's actually just got an update that it will be 1 week earlier than that for the reception room furniture delivery and the balance of the office furniture in March. The NOC will be filed in March 2022 for Board of Trustees approval. And that's if all the labor compliance issues have been met by the contractor. That's pictures of both of the labs that staff is very happy with. It's quite a bit more space and cabinets than they originally had. Security project has just been going very well. The Windsor and Petaluma campuses are now complete with the voiceover panels in the elevators, and that was the last scope of work that needed to happen on those two campuses. The only thing that's left on the Santa Rosa campus on the site is just a small area where central plant is finishing up, and the towers at the Santa Rosa campus are the emergency call towers are all installed. We're moving through all the buildings with the door cutovers for the security hardware. And the elevator work is, we're installing new VoIP panels in all the elevators. That will be complete by the end of February. So we actually beat our schedule. We hope to be complete by March 2022 on this project. That's some of the networking on the left that they have to deal with. It's a shout out to the IT department. They've just been great working with JCI and also the PD. Everybody came together. It's really a successful project. 707 Elliott, the foundation new office building. I had a pre-construction meeting actually this morning. The startups, the PG&E application, and also encroachment permit so they can work in the street. The start date with unless we get really much worse storms, is mid-January. And we have a move-in date 12 months in February of 2023, but I am fairly certain we will beat that. We certainly hope to. And that completes my report.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. And we'll go to Ryan.
Good afternoon, everyone. Starting off with the Garcia Hall renovations. As you can see, we've got framing modifications in progress. We've also have mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and fire sprinklers being roughed in right now. And next up is Busman IT renovation. The project was in design, and the documents were scheduled to go to DSA on 12/30, and they were submitted. So we're currently on track with that one. And next up is the Schoen Farm AG portables. Exterior work is almost complete. The buildings are in place and groundwork has been installed. And then we've also got interior work continuing. The contractor is currently roughing in mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. And next up is the Schoen Farm barn upgrades. We've got the new roof and wall panels installed, and also the new lab area has been completed. Next, we have the Schoen Farm new greenhouse. New greenhouse has been ordered and scheduled for delivery around the beginning of March. And currently, the structural engineer is working on details for this lab. Next up is the Schoen Farm produce processing facility. PG&E was scheduled to cut over power on 12/23, but that got rained out. So the new date is 1/21, January 21st. And then also the only thing else that remains is the walk-in coolers are scheduled for construction in the spring of 2022.
Hey, Ryan, quick question about Garcia. What's the anticipated completion date of Garcia?
Garcia Hall we're targeting April, May completion.
Thank you.
Welcome. And then the Schoen Farm site security project is currently in design. And that's it for my projects.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you to all the project managers on your presentations. We have 5 items for the board to approve next week at the January board meeting. The first one is a small change order for the Bertolini Student Health Services project. There were minor modifications that needed to be made to accommodate the move-in for the Health Services Department. This will bring the total change orders to about 3.71%. And I believe this may be our last change order since we're pretty much complete with this project. The next item is on the new foundation building amendment number 1 for Strata AP Architects. This is more of a cleanup job for us. We thought that we had already taken this to the board a couple of months ago. So we need your official approval on this. And this was for the architect to address the DSA review procedures. So the work has already been done on this one. And then we have change order number 3 for the Lindley Center for STEM Education project. This change order is for $156,748. This will take our total change orders to 1.09% on this project. Some of the major items on this change order include a redesign that we had to do to a fire truck turnaround area. When we originally designed the project, a turnaround area was designed, but since then we had issues with one of the historical trees on campus. And so we had to actually redesign this area in order to accommodate saving of this monumental tree, which is, as you may recall, is right next to the, just south of Busman Hall. So that's a major part of this change order, as well as some additional beams that needed to be added, and then some MEP rework through the coordination by the contractor. We have an amendment to the furniture design architect for the project, LPAS Architects. This is amendment number 1 for $29,920. And then Garcia Hall, change order number 2. Again, as you may recall, we had a lot more abatement to do on the building. And so after all of that removal of lead and asbestos and a lot more material that had to come down, there was some redesign and additional work for us to rebuild the floors, the walls, the cabinetry casework that's built in, doorways, doors, etc. This will take our change order to 7.05% with change order number 2 for Holly Construction. And those are all the items for approval at next board's meeting, and that also concludes our report for today. I do want to mention that today is, or this meeting rather, is Samita's last BFC meeting. She will be leaving the district on Friday. This Friday is her last day, and so we just wanted to thank Samita for the great work that she's done. Samita was one of the first project managers that was hired by the district a few years back. with the program.
Thank you, Serpin. I just wanted to thank everyone that's on this meeting for making my time here very welcoming and rewarding. And we're excited to head back to Chicago and be with our family. But it was a good time here in Sonoma County in California, SRJC. So thank you.
Thank you, and best of luck to you and family.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Seraphin or anybody? Okay, everyone, have a good evening. That will conclude our meeting for this afternoon. Take care.